Hello, my fellow patriots. This is Alex with another Disabled Vet's Perspective. I wanted to go over some of the strange and unusual things going on in our society right now. It's like an old game of 52 pickup, where you just throw the cards out, and whoever gets the most after they gather them all back up wins that little game. That's kind of what's going on right now with the Demon Rat Party. It's amazing what they're coming up with. They're just throwing the cards out there and seeing what might get picked up. The media helps them, of course, because they want to try to get in on some of the ratings and some of the Trump bashing, because it's big business for them. I kind of feel sorry for them when Trump is done in 2024, but we'll see what happens with that. But what I wanted to talk about was, first of all, was Kristen Gillibrand right now wants to decide how many pain meds you get. And I've had my back completely rebuilt out of titanium, and I do understand what pain is. I've experienced my pain threshold, and it's not very pretty. It pretty much just takes your life away, but you go into almost a pain coma, and that's not fun. And for somebody else to decide how much pain you should be tolerating isn't fair. So I wanted to bring that up. That's a massive strike against her. So anyway, I wanted to also bring up a buddy of mine over there on the Lions Republic Entertainment. He started a new campaign, and I'm really impressed with it. He's going through and he's finding all of the advertisers for these lamestream media outlets, and he's introducing you to the different ones that support these far left channels and these opinion programs where they spend 90% of their time bashing the Trump voters. And he's also showing the Patriot supporting companies. So I'd really recommend you get over there and check him out. Get a list of those companies, and let's start showing them the number of patriots that we have in this country and how much it can sting when you decide you want to go after half of the population or more. And I think it's quite a bit more. But next subject would be the Pentagon has found a $12.8 billion surplus somehow, and they're willing to dump that into the building of the wall. So that could go a long ways. So that's a big number. So we look forward to that getting done, because this invasion that we have in this country is out of hand. You got Cory Booker talking about wanting to stuff the Supreme Court. He doesn't like the fact that they've lost their activist judges that can pass unconstitutional laws for the Democrat Party. And that's what they are. Even when the Supreme Court passes it, if it's unconstitutional, it's unconstitutional. So there's, it's a very narrow window, and they tend to get away with it because they're the Supreme Court. And they get their activist judges in there to go against the Constitution, and then they call it legal because the Supreme Court said it. It doesn't work that way. But we've got Beto O'Rourke, or Beta Male, whatever the hell he is. He's in favor of killing babies in the third trimester and up to birth. That's not abortion. He says it's the woman's health. Has nothing to do with the woman's health at that point in their life. So it's all bullshit. You're being suckered by people that think they know better. We got Devin Nunes suing Twitter for $250 million. That's a fair piece of change. I heard there was also like 500 and some odd thousand for punitive damages. What I'd like to know, though, is if people that are in the civilian world out here get in on a piece of that lawsuit, and if they could turn it into a class action, which is what I would do, I'd make it sting. I'd make the Twitter hurt so bad financially that they would be forced to beg the government to turn them into a public utility, which is what they should be. They should not be able to censor freedom of speech. They call themselves a private company, but the reality is they take government money. And if you take government money to support your business and to carry on, I think that you, at that point, become a government, at least half government entity, and you shouldn't be able to break the constitutional laws. And freedom of speech is obviously the first. And there's a big reason for that. We got Ruth Bader Ginsburg, old weekend at Ruthie's. Nobody's seen her in 3 months. She celebrated her birthday on the 15th of March, and not a word came from her. Not a thank you for supporting me, not a thank you for the celebrations that were around the country. No public appearance, no pictures. This woman is gone. And God rest her soul, but she's gone. And they're pulling a sham. What bothers me is that the other SCOTUSes that are sitting on the bench aren't bringing this forward, and that's a problem. If they know that they've got a look-alike sitting there, and that's not the real person, and her assistants are making decisions in her stead, that is not good. That means everything that's decided basically becomes null and void, because a person that was not appointed to the bench makes the decisions. So when somebody needs to look into that. Somebody needs to be getting over there with a camera and trying to get proof of life, because it's about time the American people know. The other thing I want to bring up is there's an apparel company that is 1776.shop that has just had their online payment processing shut down because they produced a t-shirt that says Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is stupid. Well, they called it hate speech, and it's not hate speech to criticize your elected officials. I hate to say it, they may not like it, but you know, they're in that position, and they're up for grabs when it comes to freedom of speech. So if you have a patriotic company that's online, you need to have some options for your payment processing, because they're going to do everything they can to shut down anything that's patriotic and any entity that supports the Constitution and freedoms. They want to oppress everybody. They want this new world order, and they want socialism. They want to be the supreme rulers of the world. So you got to just watch for that stuff. But we've got the Mueller report. I read yesterday that the Mueller report was handed to Trump by Barr, and I haven't been able to verify it 100%. I saw it on one article. I usually like to try to find cross articles where more than one person's talking about it, and I haven't been able to find that. So we'll see what's happening with that, but you know, fingers crossed, we're going to get that report real soon. Even Representative Jordan says that it's very likely that report's coming soon. I had heard that there was a possibility that it was going to be dropped last Friday, but we know about the FF over there in NZ that happened, and that happened to take the headlines, so they figured they could ride that through the weekend and wouldn't have to worry about a Friday night drop. So the report will come out soon, and very likely, and you know, this is proven by repetition, the report will come out somewhere around 3 or 3:30 in the afternoon on a Friday, and that way the lamestream media gets a chance to do their twist to it and steal the narrative so that they can carry it where they want to carry it before the real information gets out the following Monday. So I'm guessing that there's a potential this thing could come out this Friday, so be looking for that. The last thing I want to talk about was actually, I want to end on a good note, and this is a really good note. An infant with an inoperable tumor was injected. The tumor was injected with cannabis oil, and the tumor dissolved. So there is something to this marijuana thing, and you know, I don't really care about the whole getting high thing. That's just not my thing. I've tried it before. It's not that impressive. Cannabis oil does pretty well. I get a lot of pain up in my upper shoulders, and the cannabis oil, the CBD oil, does make a difference. And it's the CBD oil is processed to a point where they reduce the volume of THC, and some of it can have 0 THC in it, so you're not getting the stoned effect. You're getting the pain management effect. So keep an eye on cannabis oil. It's going to be the new thing. It's going to really sting the big pharmaceutical companies, which is fine with me. because, you know, everything that you take has 100 side effects. I was forced to take this simvastatin because of cholesterol, which is, you know, cholesterol is something I need to study more of. I was forced to take that to get my cholesterol down, and in turn it destroyed my joints. And now I'm on a meloxicam for the rest of my life because I apparently don't produce joint fluid anymore, so I can stiffen up like a board after only a few days of missing the meloxicam. So if we can get off of the big pharmaceutical and we can start getting back to nature like it was for thousands of years before big pharma came along, I think the rest of us will start becoming a lot more healthy. But anyway, that's what I've got right now. I'm working on the IRS research right now. I want to bring that up because it's, you know, IRS is illegal and I'm going to prove it. But I'm still working on that. But the news just keeps coming and coming. So you got to stick with me. I'll be working on that and getting that out real soon. If you like what I have to say, make sure you hit that like button, thumbs up, you know, because that helps other people get my show recommended to them. Also, I'm up to 11 subscribers, and I appreciate that. It's a slow go, but you know, I'm going to get the word out there, and make sure you check out the other channels that I recommended because they're all in this with me together, and we're working on getting the truth out. So hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you get notifications when I come out here. And until the next video, y'all stay in the fight.